We already know the ancient world was bigger.
Giant reptiles, giant forests, giant oceans.
And yet, one assumption, what if humans are the exception only because we have assumed they are?
Let's investigate.
This wasn't one giant creature.
It's a pattern.
Land, sea, sky, forest. The same question keeps appearing.
What kind of world produced all of this?
We've searched the rocks. Now we search life itself.
Every cell contains an astonishing instruction set.
But here's the question that changes everything. What if the blueprint remembers more than we currently see?
Let's investigate the blueprint.
Our investigation doesn't begin with belief.
It begins with observation.
Anyone can walk through these halls and see this. So our first question isn't whether giants existed.
It's why they existed.
One exhibit proves very little.
But a repeating pattern demands investigation.
Different creatures, different environments, the same observation. The question is getting bigger.
Now, let's find the cause.
Nothing grows by accident.
Every living cell follows instructions.
Before there is expression, there must be information.
Lid, what is that blueprint?
A blueprint doesn't build by itself. The information must be carefully read. Then that information becomes living structure. The blueprint guides. But does every blueprint express everything? A blueprint is not the building.
It's the design behind it.
The investigation must now ask,
How closely they correspond.
are we seeing the complete expression?
That's our investigation.
A blueprint never exists alone.
Life develops within an environment.
Perhaps the investigation we've been considering both blueprint without the other. Now, let's examine that world. If environment matters, we must study the world.
Not just the creatures. Every organism lives within a world.
So perhaps the next clue isn't inside life.
It's the world around it.
Life never develops in isolation.
Every organism is constantly interacting with its world.
The question is not whether environment matters, it does. Our investigation, how much asks?
Now let's examine the evidence.
The ancient world isn't guessed, it's investigated.
Every fossil, every layer adds to the picture.
No single piece of a whole story.
Together, they extract a lost world. Now, let's examine the atmosphere.
Every investigation begins with evidence.
Then we build careful inferences.
And where questions remain. That's not weakness, it's good science.
Now, let's test the evidence.
One discovery can be dismissed.
But repeated discoveries.
Trees, insects, reptiles, mammals. Different evidence, the same converge question.
Patterns deserve to be investigated.
Evidence deserves more than one explanation.
So we test every hypothesis against the same facts.
Not the explanation we prefer, the one that best fits. Let's begin with hypothesis A.
Can it explain the pattern?
A good hypothesis should explain the evidence.
A stronger one.
Our task isn't to defend a theory, it's to follow the evidence.
Now, let's test beginning to emection.
Every investigation eventually asks one question.
Which explanation best accounts for what we found?
Genesis now enters the investigation as a model to be examined, not above the evidence.
Let's see what it explains.
A serious model must make predictions.
If Genesis describes history, what should we expect to find?
If the prediction comes first, then we model gains strength.
Let's examine the first prediction.
Prediction 1 expects a world that flourishes.
Life isn't merely surviving, it's thriving.
Genesis describes creation as very good. So the question becomes, does the evidence?
Let's test the next prediction.
Prediction 2 expects change.
Not a different planet, the same world transformed.
Genesis does not describe creation remaining unchanged. If that's true, our Heavidi should remember.
Well, let's investigate what changed.
The evidence shows a different world.
Beauty still remains, so does brokenness.
Genesis attributes this change to humanity's rebellion.
That's the explanation.
What happened after we test the rebellion?
Some events change everything.
Genesis doesn't describe one moment, it describes a progression.
Violence multiplies, corruption spreads. Until the narrative, Genesis calls it the days of a turning point. The ark wasn't the beginning.
It was the response to a verdict.
Genesis records that the earth was filled with violence. History reaches its verdict.
Now, we investigated why.
Major events leave major evidence.
The larger the event, the broader the
So
net.
before reaching conclusions, rock layers, fossils, what should remain? Landform.
Let's examine the planet.
Every layer records a history.
The question isn't whether they matter.
The question is how they formed. Before conclusions comes observation.
Let's read the record.
Most life leaves no fossil.
Preservation requires particular conditions.
The fossil itself is evidence of a process. So the question isn't only what lived, it's how it was preserved. One fossil tells one story.
Entire fossil beds tell a bigger one.
Investigators look for patterns. Patterns ask question.
Now, let's examine the burial.
A fossil records more than life.
It also records the conditions of burial.
Position, orientation, presentation. Every detail becomes evidence.
Now, let's compare the models.
A fair investigation gives every model the same evidence.
The question isn't which model we prefer.
The question is which model best explains, interpretation second.
Now, let's evaluate the evidence.
No single clue solves the case.
It's the pattern formed by them all.
A strong explanation must account for the whole picture. Some questions remain open, grow clearer.
Now, let's consider the verdict.
Our investigation is complete.
We observed consistent patterns across.
We compared those observations with competing historical models. Some questions remain.
The final decision belonged to you.
Every investigation must end.
But the search for truth never does.
The evidence has been presented. The next step is yours.